Hi, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor. Hey, thanks for checking me out. So I'm going to do a couple, I'll make this one real quick, videos and talk about this about some Mandela effects. Ghostbird. So there's this ghost bird that spooks women when she spots a rare creature sitting on a fence. This is just as of a couple of days ago. It's really a weird bird, and it's called a ghost bird. It looks so weird. This isn't a public domain, so I'm not really shouldn't get a copyright for anything because it's in the public domain, I don't believe. Let's see if I can show you a second of the video anyway. That's not it. Oh, woman, yeah. Yeah, that's the ghost bird. It looks fake. It looks really fake. That's a ghost bird. So I don't know if it's going to play right here, but it's really weird looking. And you could look it up yourself. Ghost bird. Really strange. And there is a video on it, but it's obviously not playing. Videos. Let's see if I could find a second of the video, and then I'm going to move on to something else because I have zero patience for things when they don't work. Yep, there it is. There it is, the ghost bird. Look at that weird mouth, right? Strange. All right, just a second. Really strange. So I spotted that. There's also, which is really weird, I believe is in Iceland. Had black sand. And I saw that. I said, this is really freaky. So this is in Iceland now on the beach. So it's black sand. It's literally black. I've heard of white sand. There's white sands, you know, the famous, but there's black sand. Can you imagine? There's black sand. To me, that's a Mandela effect for sure. Never even heard of black sand. Look at that. Look at that. Crazy black sand. Just have to talk about it. I wasn't planning on making another video. I'm running out of, I don't know if it's helping people to make these videos for any reason except curiosity, but look at the black sand. Crazy, isn't it? People are like, oh yeah, if you know about black sand, that's fine. There's also this plant in Arizona. It looked to me like Big Bird in Arizona. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. It's huge and it looks so cool. I'm just going to tell you about it. It's a big giant, like 20-foot plant and looks like Big Bird. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know if I could just Google Arizona big plant, because I saw it online and I didn't capture the name. I did, but I'm just, there's so many things. And there's this other plant this guy documented that grows really tall. I'm not talking about that one. It looks like Big Bird. It really does. It's like yellow and it looks actually really cool. I don't think I'm gonna see it. Anyway, I just talking about it. and then if I find it, I'll tell you. I'll post it later maybe. But the other thing that was really I don't know if it was bothering me, but I've been looking at cryptocurrencies a lot, and they changed this law. They said now that if you have a cryptocurrency, then if you want to sell it, it actually there's a capital gains tax on it, because they said they don't view it as a currency, they view it as an asset. And the Mandela effect to me about that was, they're saying, now it's all over the news, and they're saying, yeah, they did that before Trump got out of office. Well, if they did it before Trump got out of office, then why is it all over the news now? Why is it all over the news now that you see about this new law that just got passed in the past? So that to me is a Mandela effect. I could just tell. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Because before you could just translate it into dollars and there would be no capital gains. And that's why everybody was buying the crypto like crazy. They were like, oh, this is great. And now they're saying, well, because we don't recognize it as an asset, it goes NFT, and it's viewed as a capital gains. So if you go and you buy something with it, like if you buy something, let's say $100 for Ethereum, and it goes up to $50,000 in currency, then you go buy a car. You see, with that money, now you have to pay tax on the car, and you have to pay tax on the difference between $100 and the $50,000. You have to pay the capital gains on it. You see, so that never happened. Nobody ever knew that. No one was paying that. But now they're saying that, oh yeah, that's been the case since Trump, before Trump got out of office. So to me, that's like a red herring. And I pay attention to obviously everything. And this is definitely a Mandela effect, that they're saying, oh yeah, that was in the, that's obviously, I don't know what you want to call it, a shift. And so that to me is really crazy. And I've been watching, there's a movie called Made with John Favreau and the guy from Wedding Crashers, and never heard that movie before. It's from 2001, and every time I flip through the TV channels, there's this movie, and I'm like, another movie I've never heard of. So there's so many things I could talk about. I mean, if I just look at stuff, it's like there's a Mandela effect. But I wanted to talk about the cryptocurrency one, because to me that's a big one. And I try to only talk about the big ones because there's so many I see all the time. But this one was a big one because, I mean, just from what I said, like everybody was buying things like Tesla, bought $1.5 billion of Bitcoin, and he says he's accepting Bitcoins in cryptocurrencies for his cars, but now you have to pay capital gains on it. That wasn't the case. No one was talking about that. And, people are going to be trying to figure out a way around it. Like if you're in Hong Kong, you don't have a capital gain. So if you would buy one if you had transferred it to a friend in Hong Kong, and then they buy the car in Hong Kong currency with your cryptocurrency that you sold to someone else, and then they shipped it back, that might even be cheaper than you paying the capital gains on it. So it's just like, it doesn't make sense. I'm sure there's a way around it. With my mind, I just figured out a way around it, but it just, you think that would have been on the news before today, if that was the case. So I thought I'd mention that. There's been a lot of other things that I noticed that I'm trying to think of. There was a couple, crazy things, but I'll just let it go at that because there's so many things. I'm going to try and make this short and sweet. I don't know if, just to say, I don't know if talking about Mandela effects and all the ones I see are helpful to people. I don't know if they are. So if they are, let me know. I think it's more important, I think, for me to go back and talk more about spiritual subjects. And there's been some big interesting things in the spiritual front that I saved till other videos. So there's some videos I have like titled Mandela Effects, and there's some I don't. All the people that like to see crazy stuff tune into my Mandela Effect videos, but I tend to think my other videos are more interesting to talk about spiritual subjects. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't want to digress too much. Like, subscribe, share, and keep this one short and sweet. Thank you. Have a great night. Bye-bye.